is presented by Miller Lite and approved by the men of the Square Table. Good call. And now, here is your host, Chris Berman.
Hi, everybody. Chris Berman along with Tom Jackson. The best weekend in football. Listen to music again, Tom. It's prime time. It's prime time for the divisional playoffs. And so often in this round, you get 14, 20-point wins. Not in 2006. And boy, what a game. It lived up to its billing. The team with the best record in football, the Chargers, hadn't lost since October against the de facto defending champs, the New England Patriots from the Murph. Here we go, AFC Divisional Playoffs. Marty Schottenheimer, is this the year? Boy, what a team he has. Bill Belichick, what a pedigree he and his club has in the postseason. And what a record-breaking season LaDainian Tomlinson had. Mike Vrabel off the edge, crushing Phillip Rivers. Marty Schottenheimer electing not to go for a long field goal, so on 4th and 11, Rivers sacked, no points, San Diego. New England kicks a long field goal, 3-0, but then Michael Turner overdrive takes care of business. He averages a yard more a carry than LT, if that's possible. First down, and did we mention LT? As in LT TD 7-3 San Diego. Now, the Chargers on their own, 36 up 7-3, and the screen to LT, and watch one move, whap, right there, but then whap, and then he bounces to the outside, and he could go a large part of the way. 58 yards down inside the 10. Mike Goff involved with the block.
Yeah, take a look at this from the end zone, and look at how patient he is as he waits on his blocks. Then he makes that great plant with the left leg, gets outside, and he's as good at breaking a run as anybody in this league. Great job by the Patriots at the end to run him down.
And then he's just, I'm tired, so why not let Turner do it? And he takes care of business again. It's 14-3 San Diego. Remember, never in franchise history had they been 8-0 at home. Now, before the half, the great teams do it. Down 14-3, Brady. To Jabbar Gaffney, caught 11 all year. He caught 8 in the week 1 in the playoffs against the Jets. He'd have double digits in this one. That's Gaffney again. And then to former Charger Ricochet Caldwell. First down, red zone, timeout, 13 seconds to go. Can San Diego hold him to a field goal? No, they cannot. Gaffney with a touchdown. Now, look, San Diego was the lead 14-10, but it didn't feel that way.
Well, the momentum now has shifted as you go into the locker room, even though you're leading by the score.
Now Brady off his back foot, and this one is picked off by Drayton Florence. Second pick by the Chargers in this game, and they're inside New England territory, trying to get a block, make a move inside the 35-yard line. Ensuing drive, though, James Sanders comes in to sack Phillip Rivers, and out of field goal range again, forcing a punt. Now, on the punt, want you to watch the Osgood files. Kasim Osgood, special teams play, going in the end zone, but by Cyphers, no. And so the Patriots are pinned on their own 2-yard line. They do pick up a first down, but then they punt. But Eric Parker, boy, he had trouble with his hands and feet all day. Dave Thomas falls on her. And New England gets a huge break.
Yeah, and it's bad decision-making because you have to realize how important at that moment, fall on the ball.
And then Brady crushed by Sean Phillips, number 95, Matt Light, rumbling, bumbling, stumbling, picks it up. But a flag, and watch it come up here, and dang. And Drayton Florence with a headbutt on Daniel Gray.
Yeah, and now you're losing your poise, and that's the worst thing you can do in a playoff game. It's now starting to cost the Chargers.
Well, it cost them a field goal, but remember that whole series began on their 2, Tom. Now, 14-13 lead, Rivers to Vincent Jackson, and Tom's cousin makes the catch down at the 3. Then, and watch LT. You want to know why he had 31 regular season touchdowns? Because he's around the corner. It's done. It's done. Touchdown, 21-13 Bulls by 8.
Have you ever seen anybody who...
Marty challenged it, but you could see it was a good call there. So now Patriots ball again. Brady to Jabbar Gaffney, first down, drive alive. 2nd and 1 at the 4. Play action. And down 8, Brady. No, down 2. Brady to Caldwell, touchdown. It's 21-19. The flip to Kevin Falk for the 2-point conversion. And what's notorious about this?
Officially the first run in the 4th quarter for the Patriots.
Wow. Marty Schottenheimer trying to call the timeout, but trickery works, and we're tied at 21. Now, Chargers punt. 2:42 to go, 3rd and 10, own 34. The pass of the game. Brady to reshape Caldwell. Coverage was good, but it's a 49-yard play. Brady threw it 51 yards on this day, 51 times, I should say, and it sets up Stephen Gostkowski. Chauvin Terry with all the field goals for the Colts. The rookie hits it 31 yards, 24-21 the Patriots. Phillip Rivers, no timeouts, but a minute to work with. On first down, Rivers. Antonio Gates, 14 yards. 24 seconds left. 3rd and 6. Rivers. Hey, Chargers got life. Lightning bolts. That's Eric Parker down for 21 yards. Up for all the handshakes. You'll hear it in a moment. The Patriots win it 24-21. We told you Brady threw the ball 51 times for 280, but until that last long pass to Caldwell, it was about 9 yards of completion for LT, 123 yards on 23 rushes, but a sad taste for the Chargers, who had a marvelous season. But in the end, it's the Patriots who've done this before and who on Sunday did it again.
Against, a team that's 14-2, that was undefeated at home. Yeah, I was walking off the field and I said to Teddy, I go, man, that was not easy. And he says to me, they never are, buddy. They never are. So I guess this time of year, when now there's 2 teams left in the AFC, next week is going to be the toughest game of the year.
Notwithstanding the disappointment and the frustration of the events of this day, I'll choose to look at this team in a very positive light because of the men that are in that locker room that laid it down every single time they were asked to. And at the end of this situation, really, we ran out of time is what happened. We ran out of time.
When you go to the middle of our field and you start doing, the dance that Sean Merriman is known for, that's disrespectful to me. And I can't sit there and watch that. And so, yeah, I was very upset. And just the fact of the way they showed no class at all, absolutely no class, and maybe it comes from their head coach. So, there you have it.
Well, that's LaDainian Tomlinson, one of the classiest players that we've seen come along in a long time. And it was partly, it caused the Chargers to lose some poise, I thought, and the Patriots were a team that had been, and they almost goaded them into some of the flags and stuff. You say what you want about it, but you've been in these championship games, Tom, 60 minutes of staying even keel, and it was part of the reason. You understand Tomlinson's frustration because, man, nobody plays the game like he does.
Well, we noticed as watching the game, you see people doing the dance when there was a change of possession, and I'm sure it's upsetting. The Chargers tend to be a highly emotional team, and I think that the Patriots, certainly if that was the case, they were able to take advantage of that a little bit. But this game is a game like none other. And in terms of emotion, it's not like baseball, hockey, or any of those where you have a series of games. This is one game elimination. You have to control your emotions. And I think that as the Chargers look back, maybe the next time they're in, they'll do a better job of doing that.
On the game, we pointed out in the highlights, Tom, that at the end of the first half, the great teams do it, and New England did it against the Jets. You come and score. It is such an emotion changer. Even though San Diego had the lead, it didn't feel like it because 14-3 became a 14-10. And the play calling. The Chargers front seven, Jamal Williams and company forced New England into doing different things offensively, and then San Diego's play calling. Interesting on both sides, don't you think, Tom?
Yeah, if I'm the Chargers and I control the run game the way they did, 51 yards, and force you to throw the ball 51 times, then I should win that football game, minus all those other things that happens, the personal fouls, the mistakes, the punt drop, the interception that turns into a first down for the Patriots. But even though LaDainian Tomlinson ran for 123 yards on 23 carries, it was sporadic. It was 11 yards, and then I didn't get the ball again for 4 more carries. And then it was, another 15 yards, and then it's 4 plays, and I don't get the ball. I felt like you had to feed him the football since he was averaging over 5 yards, almost 6 yards a carry. You needed to feed him the football. He should have had 30, 35 carries. I think you win that football game.
It was so much fun to watch the Chargers.
You're
in
great
Coach
season.
Schottenheimer, you feel for him and what they're going through. They had an 11-point and later an 8-point lead at home where they hadn't lost all year.
A great team.
And the New England Patriots figured out
once
again how to do it. And Belichick, Brady, and company together in the postseason. Now 12-1 and moving on to the AFC Championship game. NFC title game next.
At At the World Beer Cup, over 2,000 beers are judged from 540 breweries in 56 countries. And in 2006, one of those beers won gold for Best American Style Light Lager for the 4th time. In fact, Miller Lite's won more awards at the World Beer Cup than any other light beer. For award-winning taste, there's no debate. Miller Lite, good call.
Visa Business Card gives you financial tools to help reduce paperwork, increase efficiency, and maybe even save a tree or two. Your business is your life. Life takes Visa.
The all-new BMW X5. With room for 7, we've expanded on a great idea.
Introducing a powerful drug-free way to protect yourself from colds and flu.
A trusted team of medical doctors now has a way to fight back. Introducing New Cold MD, your ultimate defense against colds and flu. The world's only immune system support formula that increases your resistance to colds and flu by 312%.
Take Cold MD every day for powerful protection against colds and flu.
We're the MDs in New Cold MD. Your ultimate defense against colds and flu.
Get America's new ultimate defense against cold and flu at coldmd.com and find retailers everywhere.
Jets linebacker Jonathan Vilma is famous for plugging holes. But even he can't help every hurricane-ravaged family put their homes and lives back together, all by himself. Maybe you can give him a hand. Help the NFL and United Way rebuild communities. Find out how at unitedway.org.
NFL Primetime is presented by Miller Lite. For great taste, there's no debate. Miller Lite, always a good call.
NFC football, the team with the best record in the conference by far this year, the Chicago Bears at 13-3, 3 wins better than anyone else against the team that was the best team by far in the conference last year, the Seattle Seahawks. Once upon a time this year, when the Bears rolled out to a 7-0 start, one of the teams they crunched was the Seattle Seahawks. But Chicago, a little different. Seattle, a little better with their big players there. What would happen in the rematch at Soldier Field in Chicago? So here we go as the Chicago Bears had not won a home playoff game since 1990. Seattle was in this predicament a year ago, but they come in with more savvy. How would Rex Grossman play? What kind of leash? He unleashed a juggling catch to Rasheed Davis, and on this opening drive of the game, Grossman and the Bears offense playing with confidence.
Yeah, a ball that probably should have been picked. Jordan Babineau had an eye on it, goes right through his hands to the receiver.
But Babineau was the hero in the Dallas game. The Thomason right up the middle for a touchdown. Bears right out of the gates, Tom. Touchdown 7-0 Chicago. Matt Hasselbeck spent a lot of time on the injured list with a knee injury this season. Saw the Bears' fury in that first game to Nate Burleson. And, hey, the gutty Seahawks figured, uh-oh, here comes Chicago. They're going to blow them out. Not the case. Game on, 7-7. But Chicago, when Grossman was clicking, he had the big plays, and here he is. Bernard Berrien. BB, 68 yards, 14-7 Chicago. Back up by a touchdown.
You know, we've always known that Rex Grossman throws a great deep ball. That's what he did in this game.
So now later in the second, Bears 3rd and 7. Julian Peterson, tell you what, they forced a fumble, and the Seahawks recovered the 26-yard line. So the Seattle defense, which was embarrassed the first time, they come to play for Mike Holmgren. He goes for it on 4th and inches from the 4. Bears. Could they stack him up? No. Last year's MVP, Sean Alexander, ran hard many times on this day, Tom. Touchdown 14 all.
Yeah, I thought he had an outstanding day. He ran hard, especially when they got down into the red zone. He fueled the Seattle offense.
Now 4th and 1 for Lovie Smith and Rex Grossman. They're down there, and Thomas Jones, who you pointed out, when the blocker gets in untouched, chances are Thomas Jones is going to get untouched. 21-14. So the Bears back up by a touchdown. No field goals in this game. Except then there's one for Josh Brown, 21-17. And Seattle is going to lead for the first time in the game with 5 minutes to go in the third quarter as Jeremy Stevens involved in a touchdown by Alexander.
Well, you know, a problem catching the ball, but look at the block that he throws to spring Alexander into the end zone.
So Chicago, which led 3 times by 7, now trails it. And a field goal attempt play blown dead as Robbie Solid Gold kicks it. And this is a rare.
It's illegal. It rarely called, but you're trying to induce the offense to get a false start. It's illegal.
So Chicago doesn't have the field goal. They still have a chance, but no, it's picked up by Pete Hunter. Remember, he was signed 2 weeks ago off the streets, and he's made a huge contribution. So the penalty, the field goal was never good. It never happened. So Seattle gets the ball, and then punting out of their own end zone, Plaquemire hits it. Devin Hester, who's going to the Pro Bowl, and way. But sometimes that extra moment, you called it too, Tom, the Gunners didn't get down the field. Is the room down the sidelines? The punter, forget about it. Could go all the way, but very early in the return, flag against Chicago.
Yeah, watch Ricky Manning right there. The hand in the back is pretty easy call for the official. He can see it clearly. You negate a touchdown return by Hester.
So now Chicago has to go from deeper in their own zone. Same possession, under 5 to go. Robbie Solid Gold had a great season. No, he just squeezes it in from 41 yards. We're tied at 24. 2.5 to go. 3rd and 1, Seattle. And they give it to Sean Alexander, but he is tackled by Lance Briggs. You just love the way he plays, and he's tackled. He's stuffed at the line. Now here is Briggs on 4th down. The snap wasn't good. The handoff wasn't good. 55, Briggs makes the play.
Yeah, you see there the snap bobble by Hasselbeck. By the time Alexander gets the ball, the timing of the play is off. Stop, Bears.
So the Holmgren's gamble does not pay off, and now Chicago ball in good field position, but they got after Grossman here. Rocky Bernard, big number 99, makes the play. Almost intercepted. Thomas Jones made a big play right there.
Great play by Thomas Jones.
And so the gamble, no problem, Holmgren, because they force a punt. And then 3rd and 10, 24 seconds to go. Tank Johnson sacks Hasselbeck, and we're going to overtime, tied at 24. Remember the playoff game in Green Bay? Matt Hasselbeck, please, I don't want to be out there. And so the flip, and the Seahawks win the toss. But they would have to go 3 and out. And the rookie Plaquemire, and watch big 71, Israel Idonije from Manitoba College in Canada.
Good, boom.
And so he forces a shank, Tom, that goes only 18 yards. Otherwise, the Bears would have been pinned.
Actually, you get the shank, but the punter realized that the kick was going to be blocked if he kicked it straight up the field.
So the Bears take over at their 34 rather than at their 10, and zing to Rasheed Davis, 30 yards, and the hero last week, Jordan Babineau, victimized on the coverage. And now, 49-yarder to win the game in overtime. It's long enough. It's high enough. It's deep enough. Good. It's good. Robbie Gold kicks it from 49 yards out. Lovie Smith and the Bears have won a playoff game for the first time in 12 years. And Mike Holmgren, Seahawks, played so well and so valiantly and so many times could have been out of this game. But they hung around and almost pulled off a big upset, but in the end, it's Chicago that wins it 27-24. We will host the championship game next week against New Orleans, and in overtime, Robbie was solid gold.
Oh, definitely. I didn't even watch the end of it. I knew I hit it solid. I hit it right where I wanted it to go, and if by any means it blew outside the uprights, I would have been shocked.
I don't know. My heart probably stopped for a second. I'm thinking Dallas Cowboys all the way when it was happening. But we had faith in Robbie and Brad and Pat and the snap and everything, and he kicked it out and came out big for us.
Well, I mean, the most important thing is we won, and I don't care how we do it. I really don't. This is a unbelievable situation we're in right now. We're in the NFC Championship game. We win one game. We're in the Super Bowl. 2 wins away from having a ring on my finger for the rest of my life.
It's hard to describe to you when you lose a playoff game and then the season's over. All the 8 months of, and then it's over. I'm not so sure you lose a close one like this if it's not worse. I don't know.
Actually, he does know.
Yes.
It is worse, Tom.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
It is worse.
Brutal.
Rex Grossman was hardly the question. He was part of the answer today, in our opinion, Tom. This is his start last year in which the Panthers came into Soldier Field and doused him. They had many other troubles than him, like the Bears' defense. On this day, 21 of 38 for almost 300 yards, just a pick. And the Bears come out winning, as we said, first time since '94, any postseason game. But they win at home for the first time since 1990. So congratulations to Lovie Smith's Bears. Look, Rex, let's start with him. Rex Grossman, impressive. And now you see why Lovie Smith stuck and gave him confidence. Paid off.
Well, I think the coaching staff figured out a great balance for this football team today in terms of running the ball to keep him comfortable, giving him some comfortable throws early in the game, knowing that he throws the deep ball so well, so he goes to burying down the field and makes a big play. But you got the sense, I was watching his body language on the field. You got the sense one time Boom and I were watching, he was laughing on the field, having a good time. Right. Very tense situation maybe for everybody else, but he looked very comfortable. And he actually is the reason they won the game, because when you look at them defensively, they are not the same defense they were early on in the season.
No, especially since, remember, they 3 times had a lead by a touchdown.
That's correct.
And the earlier Bears in this season, I think, would have crunched some teams, and Seattle was one of them. From Seattle's standpoint, they played in there, and they played with a lot of guts. And the big picture is, I'm going to go back to something we talked about. When you have not won a playoff game for a long time,
yes,
like Chicago, that first one, as Seattle experienced last year, it took them a long time to get rid of Washington in that first game. This may be what happened with Chicago. Seattle was outstanding. Alexander was very good. Seattle's front was okay. But I think they exhale a little bit and play a little looser in the coming week. Do you buy that? That there was a big weight?
Yeah, I buy that, but I think that, you looked at them, there were a few drop balls. Alexander ran well, but I thought that Jeremy Stevens had to be a much bigger part of this offense for them to actually get a win in Chicago.
Well, Seattle took the break last week against Dallas, almost turned it into another one, but it's the Chicago Bears showing the way, and it'll be the championship game on their field next week against the New Orleans Saints. We'll take a look ahead to Championship Sunday when primetime continues.
Inside the Numbers, brought to you by Visa. Go on, live life, and remember that no matter what it takes, life takes Visa.
You guys run the double team a lot, right?
Join us in March for ESPN The Weekend at the Walt Disney World Resort. Book your trip online today.
At the World Beer Cup, over 2,000 beers are judged from 540 breweries in 56 countries. And in 2006, one of those beers won gold for Best American Style Light Lager for the 4th time. In fact, Miller Lite's won more awards at the World Beer Cup than any other light beer. For award-winning taste, there's no debate. Miller Lite, good call.
Our engineers saw every square inch of the Sierra as an opportunity for another breakthrough. Introducing the more comfortable, more powerful, and the most fuel-efficient all-new 2007 GMC Sierra. We examined everything and overlooked nothing to create our greatest pickup yet. That's professional grade.
It's like we're gonna be roomies. I'm Reese.
I'm
Jay. Hubert. Figure.
Tom. This is supposed to be a double.
Yeah, you're Tom. We're College Game Day.
College Game Day, driven by State Farm. Saturdays, 11 a.m. and 8 p.m. Eastern, only on ESPN.
Introducing O'Charlie's Originals, our biggest, boldest, and most popular flavors together for the first time. Like O'Charlie's Lemon Artichoke Chicken with sauteed artichokes and lemon butter sauce. Our Cajun-seasoned Louisiana sirloin topped with herb and garlic butter. And hot new flavors, like our soon-to-be-famous crispy Thai shrimp. The original recipes that made O'Charlie's first in flavor together at last. At the corner of good food and good times.
Make a smooth approach. Make smooth contact with Electric Shave Pre-Shave Lotion. Stands up whiskers for up to a 52% closer shave. Electric Shave. Blade close, electric smooth.
When winter skin hits, I itch. When it's way beyond dry, I itch. Unlike ordinary lotions, Gold Bond moisturizes and medicates to soothe and relieve dry, itchy skin. Gold Bond Medicated Lotion, the moisturizing fix that medicates the itch.
Welcome back to NFL Primetime, presented by Miller Lite.
And then there were 4. 2-1, quote, the way it's supposed to work in the NFC, Saints at Bears. But in the AFC, 4-3, Patriots at Colts. The fact that the Colts beat them in the regular season is why the game is at Indy this time, and isn't it fitting that they're playing again?
Yeah, and usually the more familiar you are with the team, the better the game.
And not since '93 have we seen one play one in the Super Bowl. It ain't happening again. We'll be back.
Square Off is brought to you by Miller Lite and approved by the men of the Square Table. Join the debate at manlaws.com. Good call.
All right, let them rip. Keep them coming.
Wednesday, it's all about the funny.
So it's about robbing Mick Jagger. Well, and that too.
Get down with a brand new hour of comedy.
Fantastic.
The party starts at 9 with the Knights of Prosperity.
Hello, Mick Jagger here.
Something don't sound right there. Then shake things up.
Cool.
With In Case of Emergency.
Your mother and I have something to tell you.
That is so wrong and immoral, and it's hot. It's very hot. The Knights of Prosperity, followed by In Case of Emergency. Wednesday starting at 9/8 Central, only on ABC.
The Australian Open. Coverage continues tomorrow at 3 on ESPN2.
Men of the Square Table. There is something that's always bothered me. Fans who leave the game before it's over just to beat the traffic.
Yeah, but what if you're down by 30 points?
Hello, Houston Buffalo 1993?
What if you think you left the oven on?
Why would the oven be on?
Say you were baking a pie. You know, like for a tailgate party or something.
Double man law. No leaving early, no baking on game day.
Double man law.
For great taste, there's no debate. Miller Lite.
One of the great things that I think I've been able to do in my life is seize opportunities. I wasn't even a starter. The guy in front of me got hurt, and I had a chance, and I took that chance and had a big day, and I was a starter ever since. And so opportunities are seldom perfect, but I've learned that if you're not ready for them, they may not come again.
Own a timeshare or campground membership? Turn it into cash.
Timeshares Only got us our full asking price before our next monthly payment was due.
Timeshares Only is the nation's largest, #1 most successful timeshare agency, representing properties from the biggest names in the industry.
No one sells more timeshares.
Call now and receive a free information kit, including 10 secrets to timeshares. You owe it to yourself to work with the best.
Don't delay. Call 800-576-0389.
NFL Primetime is presented by Miller Lite and approved by the men of the Square Table. Good call.
Boom, my game ball goes to Rex Grossman. I thought he had a really outstanding day. 21, 38, 282, but played the role of the leader that the Bears needed to advance in the playoffs.
And I'm going for an all pro for New England. Troy Brown, yes, he caught 5 balls, but forcing this fumble of the interception by Marlon McCree allowed the Patriots to live another week in the playoffs. We're down to 4. 4 teams for the right to go to Super Bowl 41. For Tom Jackson, I'm Chris Berman. Thanks for watching NFL Primetime.